Hi guys, my name is Matti Sulanto and this is Alexi. You've probably seen him before on my channel. We're taking another photo walk today, and today we have only one lens that we're going to share, but this lens has such a huge range that we thought it's enough for the both of us.
We can split it between us.
Yes, this is
the crop factor, if you will.
Yeah. This is the brand new Tamron 18-300mm zoom lens for APS-C cameras, and this is also the first Tamron for, show it to the camera, for Fuji cameras, and we have the Fuji X-T4 that we're gonna use with this Tamron. But let's walk and get some pictures before we freeze.
I'm excited. Not about freezing, but this lens.
Yeah, it's a very nice combo. Feels very nice when you handle it.
Yeah, and it's a little bit smaller than I thought it would be.
The lens.
The lens, yeah.
Yeah.
In the pictures, it looks slightly bigger.
Yeah, I think it's quite reasonably sized for the range, if you think about that.
Yeah, and goes quite nicely with this X-T4 body.
Is that a Swan?
That's a Swan again. Finally, we have enough reach.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, is that enough reach for you?
It's not quite, but it's getting there. But I love it. Finally, something like this for a Fuji.
Yes, it's the first Tamron for Fuji cameras.
Yeah, first like this kind of a take with you everywhere walk around lens. I mean, they have the 18 to, what is it, 135 Fuji. They have their own super zoom.
Yes, but I don't think they have anything like that.
Nothing like this, no.
Yeah. Hey, there's a third Swan also. I didn't see that.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them.
Let me get also a Swan picture. Wildlife photo of the year. I set the camera on P mode, auto ISO, because it's the darkest time of the year, and on a lens like this you are pretty much at wide open all the time, so I think the P mode works just well. And I get f6.3 1/340 shutter speed, and ISO.
It's so dark and cold, the brain is not working
ISO
properly. Take a nice moody shot of the opposite island, since we have the reach. So here we are on Unisari Island.
This is a small island, 50 meters from the coast.
Yeah, during the winter they put a pontoon bridge that comes here, and then it joins to two other islands in that direction. So it's kind of a nice walk right here in the center of the city. You can make a half-an-hour walk on the islands. Yes,
it's a nice place, and in the summertime this is really nice. Now it's kind of a little bit cold, but the view is nice, and you can combine some city views and some wildlife, nature type of scenery too.
Yeah, you can even create an illusion that you're fully in nature with your pictures here by
definitely
framing it in such a way. Good combo. Only problem here is that it's so slippery that life and limb are at risk.
Yeah, Alexi has some trouble because this is mirror ice, this really super slippery, but I have studs, so I can do all kinds of tricks here on this very slippery ice. I can also take a picture of the Helsinki city. Let's see how that comes out.
Better you handle the camera for a moment.
I kind of like this combo, even though I'm not a big super zoom like a fan, but I like this combo, and the camera is also really nice, this X-T4. All I can say that the humid wind from the sea is really, really freezing when it hits your face. But the Tamron and Fuji combo seems to work really well.
Is that Tamron weather sealed?
Yes, this is weather sealed. There is image stabilizer also, and seems like a really nice lens if you like this kind of a lens in general. Oh man, it's cold out there. But I got some really nice shots. There is a lot of ice and that kind of stuff. It looks really Arctic. But I guess this is Arctic almost.
Subarctic at least.
Yeah. Yeah, so far so good. I like the combo. Of course we can't really assess the sharpness really well because we haven't seen the pictures yet. But I think that you are not going to buy this kind of a lens for the sharpness, and you can't expect it to be as sharp as some, prime lens.
No, of course not. This is a convenience type of lens where you get it so that you don't miss any shots. And sharpness, I guess, is not the main idea.
No, I'm pretty sure this is sharp enough for that kind of a lens.
And these kind of lenses, they've come such a far cry from what they used to be, this type of super zooms. I'm constantly amazed nowadays how good they actually are and how good the quality in most of them are by now. And especially Tamron has been making these so long that they've got their optical designs to a really good place.
I totally agree. I remember when first lenses of this type came, and they were pretty horrible, especially at the long end. But today these are actually quite decent optical performers. We're so close to the city that I think I can get pretty nice view of the street back there. Let's see. I love this reach. What is this in full frame terms? Something like 450?
450, I would say.
It's quite long.
It's really fun doing the compression thing and finding perspectives that you can't with something shorter. It's just it's something that can boost your creativity.
Yeah, I think it's pretty amazing. This offers pretty much every lens you're ever going to need in one lens.
Yeah, if you're starting out, I would highly recommend something like this, for example, because then you get to know which kind of focal length you like to hang out in, and then you can go from there getting your primes or whatever.
Why not?
Take the picture of the misty church. I noticed that on the XT4 the shutter button is a little bit harder to press than on, for example, the XH1, where it's kind of a featherlight action. With this one you have to do the half press, you have to be quite deliberate about it.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing. Sometimes I think that the autofocus is not working or something.
Yeah.
You kind of have to press really like deep before you get to that point.
I wonder if it's all copies or just this one. Probably.
Yeah, this camera is not ours. This is on loan from Fuji, Finland, and the lens is on loan from Focus Nordic. They are the Tamron representative here in Finland, so on loan everything just for this photo walk, and so we can share our impressions with you guys. By the way, my face is getting stiff. It's so cold, it's hard to talk.
It's hard to articulate.
Yes.
Or form clear thoughts. Sorry about that.
Nice patterns on the eyes. Let's grab them. You know, usually when I'm using a zoom lens, I tend to use either the wide end or the telephoto end and nothing in between. But this lens has such a huge range that I don't need to go to the full tele all the time.
Yeah.
And I find I use the medium focal lengths more than on some other zoom lenses. I think the autofocus is quite fast.
Seems fast.
Yes.
Bokeh test.
That is very important. How does it look when you look through the viewfinder? Is it a good-looking bokeh?
Very creamy, very even.
Hey, look at that. There's a picnic table here. It's too bad you can't see the view over there because you don't have.
I don't have studs on my shoes.
Yes, but it's kind of nice the bright ice and snow and the really black dark sea there. It's a really nice contrast.
Yeah, it's quite a beautiful view. All over this island. I usually in the summer I come here a lot when it's not as icy. Now we have to watch out so we don't lose the camera and lens.
You have to watch out.
I'll give it to you.
I'm properly equipped.
I think it's time for a coffee.
I think so too. Yeah. Let's go grab some hot coffee. I mean, my fingers are almost numb. My face is numb and
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to get good pictures with cold hands.
Yes.
Time for a coffee. This time we'll try to keep the camera away from the coffee cup and you.
It's really super dark. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but still the camera is on P mode and it wants to keep the ISO around
2500.
Yeah, pretty much all the time.
3200 all the time, even though it's in the middle of the day.
Yes. All right, Suomenlinna looks really nice. There's a little bit of mist or fog in the air. And okay, let's see. Looks quite nice. There's a Finnish flag also. ISO 6400. But for I'm on shutter priority at 2000 of a second. Let's go back to P mode and okay, now it's better. But it's so cold that you don't even want to concentrate properly on the composition and everything. You just want to grab the shot as fast as possible and move on. Yeah, I think it's really time for that hot coffee now. We are freezing here. The Tamron and Fuji combo worked really well in this Arctic super cold weather.
Yeah, no issues at all. Weather sealing, fast autofocus. What's not to like?
Yeah, I like that lens, even though I'm not a big friend of or fan of super zoom lens.
Well, and I do like these for, like we've maybe discussed before, I like this type of lens for general walkabout. It's not something I would use for a client shoot, but for my own purposes, I would definitely consider this for the Fuji system. I think it's a great addition to the
I hope you can hear what we are saying. It's really, the wind is quite strong here. But anyway, yeah, you like it and I like it. That's the main thing. Let's get that coffee now. I'm really freezing here.
Cafe over there.
Yes, it looks really tempting.